Hello, Catholic Advocacy Network members. We're down to the last month of the 2023 legislative session, and we just wanted to give you all, our faithful citizens, an update on what's going on. Things are really buzzing over at the Capitol. It's very busy, long floor sessions. You can tune into TPT to watch the action, but we're coming to you here from our office right across the street from the Capitol. And I'll let Maggie start out. What are you working on these last weeks of session?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I've been really focused on the health omnibus bills. There's one for the Senate Health and Human Services Committee, and then another for the Health Finance and Policy Committee in the House. And both of them include different provisions. So at the end of session, the legislature typically bundles a bunch of bills together and passes that out of their respective committee. And this year, the House and Senate versions of their Health Committee omnibus bills don't match up that much. So we're working on different fronts on both, but on the abortion side, there's quite a lot of provisions. You probably have heard stuff from us on HF 91 and SF 70. Many of the provisions from HF 91, including women's right to know, the Infant Born Alive Protection Act, hospitalization only, physician only, all of those guardrails around abortion are included in the omnibus bill, which passed off the House floor last night, so that was unfortunate, but the pro-life legislators put forth a lot of amendments to try to peel back some of the bad that's happening and showcase the importance of these guardrails really to protect the health and safety of women. And if I can add one more thing, the positive alternative grant is also being repealed under the House version of the bill, so it's not in the Senate version, so that's good. But that gives a lot of funding to our pregnancy resource centers and pro-life organizations across the state. So we've been working hard with executive directors from PRCs and other organizations to try to bring positive light to what they're doing this session and to their important work all the time. So that's kind of what's going on the abortion front. There's other provisions and mandates that are coming in the IVF world and the gender world that we're fighting as well. So always trying to put forth a positive vision of the good, though.
Yeah.
That's what Ryan's working on.
Sure. Yeah. So, if Minnesota's going to go down the road of being a state that undermines life and family, we should also do what we can to be the state that supports bringing children into the world. And that speaks to our Families First project. And the cornerstone bill of that is a child tax credit. We've been pushing for a nation-leading child tax credit modeled after the success of the federal credit that expired. And there's been a lot of action on that in the past couple of weeks. Just this morning, the Senate held their hearing on their omnibus tax bill. The House's version of the omnibus tax bill will be heard on the floor today. There's three different proposals floating around. There's the governor's child tax credit, the Senate child tax credit, and the House child tax credit. The important thing for you all folks to know is we're still pushing for the largest financial commitment that they can pour into a child tax credit. You've seen probably about the $17 billion surplus. Well, how that works is, to get a bit into the weeds, each committee, they carved that up. And so the tax committee was only given a portion of that 17 of the surplus and our resources. So we've been arguing, hey, let's not try to fit families into a budget. But families are so much bigger than being fit into a committee. It should be larger than that. So we continue to press, put more dollars as possible into a child tax credit that will cover as many children as possible and expand to as many households and income thresholds as possible. So the best thing you can do for that is just reach out to your legislator and just say, hey, do the biggest child tax credit you possibly can, put families first, make families the primary beneficiary of everything that's going on in this last month of budget discussions. And that's all we have, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.